Bantamweight bout. Saeed Nurmagomedov coming in at minus 225 against Muin Gafurov, sitting at plus 185. Over under 2.5 rounds, plus 105 for the over, minus 135 for the under. Saeed Nurmagomedov, 31 years of age for him, 4-1 in his last 5. You see the record there, 17-3. Muin Gafurov, 3-2 in his last 5. 27 years of age for him, and he is making his second fight in the UFC. He took his first fight on short notice against John Castaneda. That was the fight with the big Tajik card, I guess. You know, he had Muhammad Naimov and Muin Gafurov. Both guys taking it on short notice, but he's coming in here, lost the decision to Castaneda. So he's 0-1 in the UFC. Made his Contender Series fight against Chad and Hellinger back in 2021. He was a minus 450 favorite. Ended up losing by a split decision, and Hellinger was not supposed to win that fight by any means. I think he was like 34 or 35 when he fought Muin Gafurov, and it seemed like a clear setup. Like Gafurov should win this fight and get into the UFC. Ends up losing, finds his way back into the UFC. Saeed Nurmagomedov lost his last fight to Jonathan Martinez in a very close one. A lot of people think he won, but before that, he was on a 4-fight win streak with 3 of those coming by finish, 2 of them by sub, and 1 knockout. So the guy's got a dangerous submission game, very flashy striking on the feet. I would expect him to probably keep this one on the feet. Most of his submissions come, on a takedown defense, throws in a guillotine. And I think that could probably come into play here because Muin Gafurov does look to take the fight to the ground. Kind of got some wild striking, just very unorthodox, kind of throws it to land a takedown. And if he does shoot, he's got to be cautious of that neck because Saeed's got some skinny arms and he'll find a way to throw that under the neck. So I think Saeed probably wins this one. I kind of like the sub prop. I'm interested to see what it is when it comes out. But I think he's just levels above Gafurov at this point. The only thing that scares me is like Saeed doesn't have the most volume on the feet. So if it does go to a decision and Gafurov is the more, active fighter throughout the fight, it scares me a little bit for the decision, but I do think he gets a win. What are you thinking on this one?
Yeah, no, you touched on the volume thing, and that's what I was kind of thinking too with Saeed, but you look at Gafurov so far in the UFC and you look at his stats, like he only lands 3 significant strikes per minute, but it's also when he's either grappling and wrestling or he's getting taken down like by Castaneda 3 times and he's not able to really stand and let the hands fly. But for Saeed, I've been really high on him his last, 5 fights. I thought he beat Martinez. He had 3 takedowns himself in there, a couple of submission attempts, and outlanded him by 10 strikes. And, if he gets that win, I think he's a pretty big favorite here against Gafurov, who, loses on the Contender Series, loses his debut fight, one by unanimous decision, the other by split. But Saeed, even though he's not a guy that's going to go out there and just aggressively put this pace on you with punches and kicks, like he is super slick when he does let the hands and feet go. Like he can kick. He throws a lot of spinning kicks. And when he gets you up against the cage, first of all, he's hard to take down. But if he gets on top, like you mentioned, he's got those skinny arms. He finds ways to get under the neck. And when he locks things in, like guys aren't really getting out of it. I've been impressed with him so far. The one thing I do think he'll have on his side here is a speed advantage over Gafurov. I think Gafurov on the feet's more of those, that wild swinging, hooking shots, where Saeed's going to keep it technical, really quick, really fast. And I think you're going to see a little bit of a striking advantage here for Saeed. If it goes to the ground, one thing with Saeed, I don't think he's easily controllable on the ground. I think Gafurov would struggle keeping him where he wants it to with the control. And if Saeed can reverse position and get on top, Saeed's just slick everywhere. So, yeah, I think this is Nurmagomedov. I'm fairly confident in this one. Everything I've watched on both guys show me that Saeed should be better anywhere this fight goes.
Yeah, I like him. I'll take him for the pick.